quote, confirm the covenant, unquote. Daniel 9:27. Which covenant is meant in Daniel 9:27? Which covenant is meant in Daniel 9:27? We have to turn to the context to determine the answer. The context in 9:26 and 27 is the war in which the cities of Jerusalem, the cities like Jerusalem, are destroyed. This is the fulfillment of the curses in the law of Moses found in Deuteronomy 28. Defeat in war and the destruction of the cities are two of the curses. Deuteronomy 28, verse 25 says, the Lord will cause you to be smitten before your enemies. You will go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and you shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. Now, verse 52 says, the enemy shall besiege you in all your gates. In other words, the walls of the city, and the high and fenced walls will come down wherein you trusted throughout all your land, and he will besiege you in all your gates throughout all the land which the Lord thy God has given you. Now these two curses are what Daniel 9:26 is talking about. It says, the people of the future ruler will destroy the city and the sanctuary, and until the end of the war, desolations are determined. In other words, Daniel 9:26 and 27 are talking about the confirmation of the curses of the Torah, the law of Moses. Now, if Daniel had said, confirm the curses of the covenant, unquote, everybody would know what he was talking about. They would see that he's talking about the Torah, the 5 books of Moses, Deuteronomy 28. But because Daniel uses shorthand and says he will confirm the covenant instead of he will confirm the curses of the covenant, everybody is thrown off. They don't realize the covenant that Daniel is talking about is simply the Torah. Because people do not realize that the covenant here refers to the Torah, they imagine that it's they create this totally ridiculous theory that the covenant is a peace treaty, and that Israel will sign a peace treaty with the Antichrist, and they imagine that this passage is about the end time. On the contrary, this passage is about the 7 years of the First Roman-Jewish War from mid-66 AD to mid-AD 73. Now, why would I say 73 was the end of the Roman-Jewish War? Well, because Masada, the siege of Masada, ended in 73. And Encyclopedia Judaica does give 73 as the end of the war. Actually, it gives two ends. It says it's 66-70/73. So it gives you 73 as the alternative ending, alternative to 70 AD. Now, in verse 27, it talks about the sacrifices in the temple coming to an end in the middle of the week of years. And it did come to an end, the temple sacrifices, in 70 AD. So 70 should be the middle of the 7-year week, the week of 7 years. And so it should begin around 66 and end around 73. Well, that's what it does. So I ask you to reject the idea that Israel will sign a peace treaty with the Antichrist in the end time. I ask you to reject a 7-year period for the tribulation. In Ezekiel 37, it says that when Israel returns to the land, which happened in 1948, Israel would never go astray again. They will not defile themselves with detestable idols, nor any of their transgressions. And that's verse 22, 23. It's talking about Israel returning and the joining of the two sticks. Now, the two sticks are the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. And the northern kingdom, the remnant of the northern kingdom, is the Samaritans. And Israel reconciled, the Jews reconciled with the Samaritans. In 1949, 1950, the Supreme Court ruled that the Samaritans are to be considered full citizens, and so that was the joining of the two sticks. The joining of the two sticks happened in our time. And it says, like I say, in the very next verse, Israel would never go astray again. Now, if Israel signed a peace treaty with the Antichrist, they would be going astray. To buddy up with the Antichrist, that would definitely be a bad move. And so this verse in Ezekiel 37, 22 through 23, does indicate Israel will not sign any kind of crazy peace treaty with the Antichrist. The fundamentalists that tell you this stuff, this peace treaty garbage, they're blind guides. Now, I will write a transcript in the description below the video for you to refer to. I want to emphasize in closing that the so-called 7-year trib that is supported by this passage, according to the misinterpretation that I'm talking about, that 7-year idea is completely bogus. The tribulation will only be 5 months. Now look up my video with that title, 5 months for the trib. Okay. This is part 1 of 2 videos about the meaning of confirm the covenant in Daniel 9:27. Look up the next video I'm going to make about this. In that video, I will talk about the confirming of the covenant that happened before the Roman-Jewish War. In other words, the Babylonian attack on Israel and the destruction of the temple and the destruction of the city of Jerusalem. And Daniel uses the same language. And so I'll go into that in that video.